Well, I've tried about 6 times to figure how to start this video, what to bring up first, because I forget and I leave things out sometimes. I want to make sure I get everything said up front so that you understand where you stand and where I stand. Now, I know you're not looking at me right now. You're looking at what's behind me, aren't you? Kind of cute, isn't it? How old were you when you first wished you had one of those carousels? I'm sure I was in elementary school. Always wanted a pretty carousel like that. This one has deer instead of horses. Here comes Santa Claus in his sleigh right there. See, there he goes. Santa Claus. It's one of those things you just turn it on and it plays 25 songs. 25. Yeah, I can get in the kitchen and have a good time listening to my carousel. Now, I've got a few other little things. This is my credenza right behind the couch. You see right here, there's an old-fashioned tricycle. And if you move over behind me right here is the rocky horse. And there somewhere else is a little old airplane. Lots of ornaments, Santa Claus down on the end, and there are packages and more ornaments on this end. But I wanted to focus on the carousel. The carousel is a Christmas gift that I never dreamed I would have. But it came the other day, and I couldn't imagine what was in that big box. But look at it close, folks. Here's my carousel, Christmas carousel. Now, we're going to talk about gifts. Remember when I received the Fostoria book? I had just gone out to a yard sale, highway yard sale, what it was, and bought up a bunch of Fostoria. Next thing I knew, this came in the mail. I don't know who sent it to me, but I want you to know it sits right here beside my sofa. And every time I see something on Facebook talking about Fostoria, they want to know, is this real? When was this made? I grabbed my Fostoria book. Handy thing to have. And I still don't know who gave it to me. But thank you very much. Now I'm going to show you some other things. First, I'm going to show you these little things. These are so cute. Let's see if I can get them up here where you can see the light. See how they change color. Well, this is not doing anything. The colors, there we go. See the little red light? See over here you got blue ones. Now watch them. They'll change. They'll change color. Turning green. I know something's wrong with this one. It's not showing the colors very good. But over here you're seeing the change of colors. I found these, about 4 years ago at Home Goods. I bought what they had. And I said, these will make terrific little Christmas gifts. And I just love them. I think they're so cute when you've got them in the dark. See, I've got too much light around it. But you can see where they light up. They turn red, green, and blue. And they're just precious. So I wanted you to see those. Those I bought myself. Now, I want to show you another gift I received. I'd been talking about being a movie buff And there's certain movie stars that I'd go see them. It didn't matter what movie they played in. This is one of them. I'm going to show you. Some of you will recognize her because she goes way back. This is Greer Garson. See the signed photograph? That's her signature. When I started talking about Greer Garson movies, I received this in the mail. I was very tickled to get this. She, to me, was one of the best movie stars. Her movies, they made you feel good. So now, this is one of the pictures. May not have Jan pictures sitting around, but I've got Greer Garson's. Jan doesn't mind because I can see her every day. But I thought I'd show you this. It was one of my gifts I received months ago. Now, you're sending me cards. You're sending me gifts. I don't want to tell you don't do that, because I know you want to do it. I know the feeling of wanting to give. There's something about giving in place of getting that's rewarding. I've been a giver my whole life. Never was much of a receiver. So now that I'm receiving, it isn't easy for me to accept. But I love everything you send me, every good thing you say to me. And I want to show you some of those things. And I don't mean to leave anyone out. In fact, I did leave the crochet dolly in the bedroom, forgot to bring it out. But I think I've already shown it to you in the last few weeks. The lady sent me a crochet dolly, and it's beautiful. Now, I'm going to start with cards. I'm starting to get Christmas cards. They're beautiful cards. Here's one I just received. It's so precious. It says, for a special friend at Christmas. And it has the most beautiful little verse in it. I'm not going to read it to you because it'll take up too much time and take away from the other thing. But you know who you are. And I love my card. Okay, here's another Christmas card. The big polar bear and the penguin. I'm going to just quickly show you a few of these things. This is something very special. I've never seen these before. But these are little devotional books. Here's 3, July, August, September. I get one of these every month. They make reference to Bible scripture. If you like things like that, these are perfect. I've been getting them since summertime, and I just received one for December. Now, there are more cards. Look at this one. It came with a gift. And you got a little short note inside. Very delightful note. I'm not giving you the names because some people don't want attention brought to themselves. So as long as you see it and you know it was a card that you sent me and how much I like it, that's what matters. Now this is something else. I know you've all seen these cards. And I get one of these about once a month. And I want to show you. Let me see first. Okay. You open this card up. This one was for Halloween. Now look close. Isn't that precious? Look at it this way. There it sits. Cut out. The little tombstone. Casper the friendly ghost back there. The cat. And all the jack-o'-lanterns on the tree. I just wish I had a place I could display these. Now I'm showing you these because you're gonna like them. The next one, watch when I open this up. Isn't that beautiful? A forest of trees. See the bird and the butterfly. Isn't that precious? I'm going to go to the next one. One is not prettier than another. They're all just special in their own way. Okay, you're going to like this one too. Isn't that wonderful? The talent, the artistry, I guess that's what you pronounce it, in cutting out these trees. I know they're done with lasers and things now, but there was a time when these things were done by hand. But I just am amazed each time I open one of these cards. I can't believe people are impressed enough by my stories that they send me things like this. I'm going to show you one more, and I think, now wait a minute, let me get this right. I want you to see it open up. I got it turned the wrong way. Cornucopia. Isn't that beautiful? I'd like to have that life size sitting right in the middle of my dining table. They're just beautiful. Now, there are others. Yesterday, I received another book. I don't know this person. I don't even recall his name in the comments, and I'm sure he got an ID that I wouldn't recognize. But I opened up the package, and there was a book. A book. This book is about Danville, Virginia. And the note inside said, I live in Danville, Virginia. I thought you may like a book about my city. I hope you enjoy it. I love your videos. Please keep them coming. Merry Christmas. Your fan, Ben. Ben, I would never have thought to send a person a book like this, especially if it wasn't about my town. But I started leafing through page by page, and this book has so many beautiful photographs. The cotton fields. These are old photographs about the history of this city. And I looked through, and I looked, and I looked. And here's another card from somebody else that I was using for a bookmark. I came to a page Look at this now. This is called Millionaire's Row. Take a look at that house. I'm not going to read what's below the caption. Take a look at those two houses. Come on, let's look at some more. Oh, Danville, Virginia. I don't know Danville, Virginia. Never heard of it. So I got on the internet, and I said, I want to find out where Danville, Virginia is. It's about 100 miles from a little town called Galax. I know Galax. I've been there about 3 times. Loved Galax. Now, it's called a small town. I don't know what you consider a small town, because this town has a population of about 40,000 people. And what I'm seeing in this book tells me, Jan, we're going to Danville, Virginia. We're going to visit that town. I want to see what's there. So, Ben, you didn't go wrong when you sent me this book. I'm already reading about it, and I like what I see. So I want to thank you very much for this. And please let me know who you are on YouTube. Now, that's all I'm going to show you right now. But I want to pick up on these gifts. I've never been used to getting gifts, as I've said before, and I feel guilty receiving and not giving. And I feel like you're sending me these things because I'm doing these videos, and you think I'm doing them for you. But I got news for you. I'm doing these videos for me. That's why I started the YouTube channel in the first place. It was for me. I was lonely. I've gone so long without projects. My friends have died off. Family is dying off. There isn't much to do. I needed something to do. I'm a project person. All my life, I've worked on crafts, sewing, decorating, just whatever pleased me at the time. So, when this YouTube channel was started, actually, Jan, my daughter, and her daughter, Jessica, gave it to me as a Christmas present. They set me up. And my granddaughter said, you have the voice for YouTube. You've got the stories to tell. You've got the background. You are going to have your own YouTube channel. Something for you to do. And she was right. It's tough learning how to do YouTube, because I don't understand most of the terminology. But even so, she got me started, and I've stayed with it, and I've worked with it day after day. Not to please you, but to please me. Yeah, I'm doing this for me. I never dreamed it would be something that would catch on with other people. I never dreamed you would turn to my stories and relate to the things I tell you and fulfill a few minutes of your day each time you read one of my stories. That's my rewards. You don't have to send me cards. You don't have to send me gifts to show your appreciation. You do it through your comments. And because you are supporting me, you have subscribed to my channel, and you tell me what you think, story by story. You build me up. And I couldn't ask for any more than that. That's gift enough. So, I wanted you to know that. But I wanted to show you one more little thing. This came the other day with the bags of little knick-knack, odds and ends, jewelry, you know, costume jewelry things. And in that was Kurt Adler house. The ones I've talked about. There was a Kurt Adler house. But something got my attention. I'm going through all these little things. And I came across this little owl. Well, isn't that cute? It's a necklace. No, it's not just a necklace. It's a magnifying glass. Can you see how it magnifies? Look at the rhinestone. I don't want to magnify me. But I'm trying to get a good look on my pretty earring. Now, my earrings are a gift, too. But isn't this cute? Because my vision isn't as good as it used to be, and I think the stores don't realize there are people out there that can't read fine print. You can't see how much the item costs. Now I've got this I can wear around my neck, and when I come across something I can't read on an item, I just get it up. I put it in front of that item, and I can read the price. Kind of cute, isn't it? Yes, the lady that sent me this is from Campbellsville, Kentucky. I sent her an email, and I haven't seen where she has read that email. So, Karen, if you're watching, go to your email channel or site or whatever you call it. I sent you a thank you note. Now, having said all this, get it off my mind. Make sure you understand where you stand. Now, keep in mind, I don't need material things. I need your support on YouTube. I need you to tell me what you think and tell me you like my stories. That's all that matters to me. And my friend Shirley, the lady that I met when I went to Pennsylvania, gave me these earrings. And I'm trying my best for you to see it. It matches my shirt. But this is a Christmas ornament. And they are so pretty. Now, I'm not going to just wear them for Christmas. I'm going to wear them year-round. Anytime they match the blouse I'm wearing, I'll have these earrings on. Thank you, Shirley. They're just precious. So, Shirley's a good friend now. When you get to meet them in person and you get to look at them face to face, makes a big difference. Really does. So now I'm going to go into the story I originally had planned. Got to use my Kleenex first, you know that. So, this week, a friend's father died. He was a Marine veteran from the Korean War. Okay, the sirens are gone now. He was a Marine veteran. I met him one time, about a month ago. Had lunch with him and his daughter. Now, he has been buried at Camp Nelson in Kentucky, not far from here. I've been there. It's one of those military cemeteries that will remind you of Arlington, Virginia. I've been there too. Been a long time. But it's a very impressive cemetery. And if you're ever in that area, you definitely should go see it. So, having seen Camp Nelson, like I said, military cemetery, reminds me of a neighbor I had here in where I live. It's been several years ago. Now, I have to be careful about telling stories like this because they make me cry. I have to be careful about talking about funerals where they have the 21-gun salute. That makes me cry. This neighbor's name was Bernice. Bernice is buried at Camp Nelson. She was the sweetest little old lady. I'd knock on her door. Well, actually, I rang her doorbell. She left her door unlocked, and she'd just yell, "Come on in." I'd go in, and I'd say, "Bernice, you better watch out. You don't know who's going to walk in that door when you say that." And she would just laugh. And she'd say, "Come on in, kid." Me, she called a kid. She was such a delightful person, and she had so many stories. Bernice was a World War II veteran. She had been a sergeant. And almost every time I would visit her, she would reach for this 8x10 photograph sitting on a cabinet. And that was a picture of her in her uniform back in the 1940s. And she would tell me she was a sergeant in the Army. And every time I would look at it as if it was the first time I'd seen it. It didn't matter to me. But she had the most delightful stories to tell. As far as I know, Bernice was Italian. She had married an Italian man. She of course, had been divorced many years, and he was her ex-husband, but she'd refer to him as the man that was part of the mafia. And she could tell you some whippersnappers of stories. So, I think that Bernice was about 91, 93, I'm not sure, when she passed. And she is lying now at Camp Nelson Cemetery. And, of course, you know, you go there and it's just row after row after row of tombstone, all just alike. But every tombstone has a different name on it. Think about that. Hundreds and hundreds of tombstones just alike, except for the name engraved. We need to remember that. We need to remember who they were, what they were, and what they represent. So, another has been laid to rest, a veteran of the Korean War. So, that was actually the story I wanted to tell you, because I didn't know the man until his daughter introduced me to him a month ago. He was a handsome old man. So he now joins all of the veterans at Camp Nelson, Kentucky. I wish I had a picture. I should have planned a little better and had a picture to show you of Camp Nelson. But I'm sure you can go on the internet and you can see those pictures. So if you have the time and the interest, do that. And remember, there aren't too many veterans left from the big war. So recognize them when you can. Show your appreciation. In fact, Jan put something on Facebook showing her appreciation for the entourage of cars that were going to Camp Nelson and the way the people in their cars pulled off to the side of the road as the entourage passed. That's something that is going by the wayside. And every time you see something like that, make sure you honor them by pulling off to the side of the road and letting them pass. I gotta cut this short now. You can see why. But let it mean as much to you as it means to me. Having lost a brother. Thank you.